Hello, everyone. Welcome to Booster for today. Today, our concern is on humility. It's one virtue that have been mistaken, conceived wrongly by so many people. Humility is not denial of your strength. Humility is not being timid. Humility is not saying what is not or denying your gift and your strength and what God has deposited in you. Humility is not shying away from responsibilities or declaring your weakness when you are strong. No, that is not humility. Humility is not refusal to aspire greater height. Humility is not staying in the background. Humility is not denying what God has done for you. No, that's not humility. That's not humility. James 4:10 says that when you humble yourself before God, He will lift you up in honor. So humility as a virtue even has, if you like, return on investment. There is something that goes with it. When you humble yourself before God, He will lift you up. Is it when He lifts you up, then you begin to deny what He has done for you? No. Humility is not such denial. Humility, therefore, is an honest and balanced assessment of who God is in reference to ourselves. God is our maker. God is the giver of the gifts. God makes us who we are. Humility is an honest acknowledgement of that and who we are in reference to God. Without God, we are nothing. Without God, we cannot achieve anything. God is the one who gives value to ourselves. So, in all things pertaining to your life, you must acknowledge the fact that God is the author, while you are only but a pencil in His hand. And that is humility. That is humility. Humility is remaining teachable regardless of what you already know, remaining corrigible regardless of what you've learned or what you're capable of dishing out to other people. There is always room to learn more. There is always room to take correction. Humility is making good use of your talents, your strengths, and all that God has given to you while still remaining loyal to God, who is the author. St. Paul's in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7 says, in order that I may not become proud, a thorn has been given in my flesh, a messenger of Satan, so that I will remain humble. So sometimes a lot of things that happen around us, God allow it to happen so that we will remain humble and recognize Him as the author, as the giver of gifts, as the one who makes everything positive in and around us to happen. So don't remain timid thinking that that is humility. Don't perceive someone who shy away from responsibility as someone who is humble. Don't regard someone who doesn't develop himself as someone who is humble. That is not humility. In fact, if you humble yourself properly before God, He will continue to uplift you. And the one who has a wrong conception of humility will think that you are being proud. That is not so. James chapter 4, verse 10 says, if you humble yourself before God, He will uplift you. In other words, if you continuously acknowledge God as the source of all good in and around you, then He will continue to uplift you. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 5 says that we must not take any credit for any good things as coming from us. All qualification, all credit must be given to God. And what does that entail? It simply means that if you acknowledge and recognize God as the source of everything good coming out from you, then there's no reason to treat a fellow person like trash. There's no reason to treat people as if they are not human beings like you. If that be the case, we can as well say that every one of us is a trash before God. So don't think that the success you recorded is because you have made effort more than every other person. It is not true. For whatever success you achieve, Ascribe first and foremost the glory to God. Let God be the one that will take the glory. Acknowledge God as the source, and that is humility. And that is humility. Make that honest and balanced assessment of who God is in reference to you, God the creator, and you the creature. God is the source. We are only but vessels in his hand. Acknowledge that and live your life to the fullest. Make good use of your gifts. Whatever God has given to you, use it to the fullest. And as you make use of it, achieving success in it and remaining humble, that your action become a source of glory unto God.